Okay, this is breakfast. We've got a steaming bowl of porridge. This is roughly about 120 grams. I say roughly because there's no weighing scales here, so I'm just eyeballing it. But I've done this sort of thing for so long, I can pretty much gauge on what I need. I'm going to salt the porridge as well. Something I do just to help with hydration, bit of contractions in the gym. And you can't really taste the salt. Well, I can't anyway, so I like to just do it. And I also like my porridge a little bit more watery than this, so I'm going to actually add a little bit. Handy having the kettle so close. Yeah, and it's with water, not milk. So I'll mix this in. Gonna put some honey. It's funny seeing it in something like this. It's like a hand cream. I actually need a bit more water. This is my first meal of the day, and it's actually a bit later than I wanted it to be, really. The main, two reasons. One, I'm very lethargic today, and I find when I'm lethargic, I become very lazy with eating. And the second reason is I ordered a coffee on the Grab app, and it was delayed, and it was that funny time where, oh, can I fit my breakfast in now? Oh no, just wait. So I waited, and yeah, so I don't actually know the exact time. It's roughly around, I'm going to say 10:15. It's still not late. Let's put some honey in. Same again, eyeball it. Around that, I'm going to say that's about 2 flat tablespoons, roughly. And then banana. And I've had, before having this, because I have to get it out of the way, I've had a tin of tuna. It's not the tastiest thing, tuna. It's one of those where I have to switch off and just eat it. It's very dry. Constantly drinking water as I'm chewing down the tin. Get rid of these little ends. And today is a much needed rest day. So I'm actually not training today. I'm not even doing cardio. Unless I feel like it later on. It's very slippery, this banana. I'm having to hold it funny. And you know it's a rest day. A clear indicator that you need a rest day is when your palms feel tired, or like exactly how I feel today. I feel tired from the palm all the way to the soles of my feet. Just feels really tired. But a good indicator for yourself, is your grip. Super simple. You just clench your fist. Does it feel like you can't really give it your all? And if it feels tired, it can be an indicator to maybe you need to take a rest day. But this is where I could go off in another subject. So this goes into the category of sometimes we don't have the choice. You know, we work for a living, you've got family, you've got things that you have to do in between that. So sometimes it doesn't matter if you're tired. The only time you can train is at that time, and you just got to put the effort in. And this is like a debate, not even a debate, I don't even know what you call it, but the whoop things. So I got the first ever whoops when it came out, and I stopped using it because I didn't listen to it anyway, for that reason, because it would be saying you need to take a rest day, and I'm like, I can't take a rest day, because if I take a rest day today, I wasn't actually talking to the app and going, I can't take a rest day, no. But it was a case of, if I take a rest day, when it's asking, when am I going to next train? You know, I can't do it the day after, or the day after, I'm too busy with this, that and the other, so I've got no choice. So then it came to a thing of, look, yeah, it's cool, it's telling me, but I'm not listening to it, and I'm paying for it. So I just didn't need to. So I do like. I think they're a really good device, and it's only going to get better and better. I think I can't. The guy who invented it, I'm sure it's something to do. The whole reason he's invented it is something to do with like the heart to give signs of like heart attacks that are going to come on in the bigger picture. It's something like more medical. The reason he's invented it, which is I think it's such a cool idea, really good idea. And yeah, so training rest day. I trained yesterday with a PT at the gym here in Thailand. I just got talking to him the other day and I said, "Oh, do you fancy like training together?" And he was like, "Yeah, we'll train." And I said, "Okay, we'll follow yours on one day and then you follow my style training on the other." So we did his yesterday, and it was really good. I really like, and it's good because sometimes you can get too much in your own old ways and like this routine of, oh, I train like this. And when someone shows you their training, it's like a refresher. So the example of yesterday's was like, it was quite nostalgic for me. We did like loads of drop sets. It were all really focused. It wasn't heavy weight, so to speak, which is generally how I train, just because I like to feel strong and really give it. And it was more focused on like the feel, and I say lots of drop sets, volume. Excuse me. And the last time I did that sort of training was the last time I did my last bulk. And that was the last time also that I gained, I think looking back, it was about 20, it was 27 pounds. I got all the way up to 106 kilogram. And I got a program off, I would say, a guy from the gym that I was training at. He was my first official mentor. I learned a lot from him. Because same again, before that I was all about heavy weights, and I think heavy weights are great. I love it. I love just lifting heavy. But he was like, no, he says, you're going to do it my way. And so we did a totally different training method. And it was more focused training, slow reps. I basically dropped all the way 50%. And it goes to show it worked because, again, 27 pounds. Obviously, the diet is a huge aspect to it. But you can get gains from both, the lifting heavy and also more concentrated. But yeah, so that training session for me, it felt quite nostalgic, which was nice. And it made me think, I remember this style of training working really well for me. I might do it again. And after I did that, the bulk of 27 pounds, obviously you're going to be stronger. That's when I got like a PB just after that. So I hadn't, did I even squat? I don't think I even barbell squatted throughout the full, so it was 27 weeks in total, so I'm putting a pound on every week. I don't think I barbell squatted at all. And then after the bulk, I did like a quick phase of just squatting, and then I was like, I'm just going to see what I can squat. And yeah, I did which is still good. I think it's still a good lift. 220 squat. I think that's pretty good at the time. With not much training up to it. I'm going to say, God, it's a while back, having to think back onto it. Not long, maybe 2 months, 10 week, 8 to 10 week. I think I just trained up to it after not squatting at all, and I got to a 220 squat. And yesterday's training with the guy we call AK. How cool is that name? AK. Love that name. And I felt good after the workout. I had a really good pump. So I think for my next sessions, I'm going to put a bit of that style into it. Really focus on the muscles, slow reps. And then after the phase of this bulk, so I'll probably do that style for a good 12 to 16 week, and then I'll maybe test my strength, see what we can do. I like to do that. It's like a nice surprise of, oh, it's really paid off this. But yeah, this is the first meal. It'll be steaming hot still, this, even though I've waited. And yeah, chow down this. Got to get a 4,000 calories. That's another thing actually. So on my rest days, I know some people like to, or they talk about liking to, like, hey, when you're not training, lower your calories, and when you are training high, yeah, don't doubt it works. because the end result is, calorie in, calories out for your body. You have to be in a calorie surplus to gain weight. As long as you're in the surplus, you're going to gain weight. But to make it easier for me, I just generally just eat the same. Even on my rest days, I will still eat the same as what I'm doing on the training days, because I don't like to complicate things. Keep it simple and just get more guarantee of results. And that's another reason, like, it's very tough trying to do. I find it's mentally tough as well if you're doing a lean bulk or a clean bulk, whatever they call it, where you try to stay lean and put on size. Yeah, same again. It seems to work for some people, and maybe it works for me, but for that peace of mind, I would rather put on a little bit of fat, knowing every single week I'm confident I've put on size here. I know I've put on size. Just put a little bit of fat on for the sake of that. I know, like, I'm not wasting weeks with this. And so that's the case with this one. We're eating over 4,000 calories, and, well, in terms of fat gains, it is minimal, and it's only been 17 days now. Noticeable difference in just 17 days. Yeah, like, visually. Strength, it's hard to say, because I've only just started getting back into training, actually, from a huge break, probably 7 months. Not through a choice of my own, really. It was, 7 months of not properly training, and I've just started training. And I'm weighing in at the minute, so I've lost weight. After 2 meals, according to the scales over there, I'm weighing 94 kilogram. Yeah, 94 kilogram. I don't know what weight I'm going to get to on this bulk. If I had to guess, maybe 100. Around that marker is probably a good number. But I don't know. It's one of those where I'll have to look in the mirror, and then one day I'll go, okay, that's enough. And then I'll just diet back down. So a good sign that I know I've lost weight is because even when I were at my leanest, which there's 2 calculations you can do, but on one of the calculations on body fat percentages, the calipers came back, and the calipers came back at it was less than 6% body fat. It were 5 point something. I mean, if you want to view body fat percentages or whatever, I mean, a lot of people, the end result is, what do you look like? But even, when I were at my leanest, first thing in the morning, I weighed 92 kilogram. So that's a sign to me I've lost weight. But muscle memory. So I should put that size, hopefully, 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks, and I can tell already. So it'll be interesting to see on this bulk how much size I can get on. I'd like to be, if I can get to the same leanness as I was before, but maybe, I don't know, 2 kilograms heavier maybe, around 94 marker, we'll see. But chow down this meal, probably can eat this now. Maybe stretch later. I'll probably do some stretching. I'm feeling good off doing stretching. And then for the next meal and the meal after that, do some work in between. And that's just, I'll have to go to the supermarket as well. That's a day so far on a rest day, and whatever crops up in between it all. And I'm probably going to rest. I'm going to guess, unless I feel really good, that I'm going to rest tomorrow as well. So 2 days of rest. Maybe. We'll see.